Today I fucked up by not doing any research about the job I was interviewing for and insulting a majority of the menu. So I am a baker. I have been working in a bakery for about 6 years. Yesterday, I got a call for an interview for today, which didn't leave me a whole lot of time to prepare. Normally at the very least, I would look up their menu or products to see what I was getting into and what I would be baking. Unfortunately, I was super busy and didn't get the chance to. I figured, I am a good baker and I can figure it out as I go during the interview. The interview was going well in the beginning. We were getting along really well and I think I was hitting it out of the park. Until she asked me what my biggest pet peeve in baking is. I decided to answer honestly. My biggest pet peeve in baking is when people add lavender to great desserts in an attempt to elevate them. I honestly hate when people add lavender to their baking. I'm not a fan of rose either, but at least rose doesn't taste like you added soap. She didn't say anything about it and we continued the interview. Then she said we make everything from scratch here, all of our glazes and everything. We don't even like to add extracts unless absolutely necessary. And I said I totally understand. Some extracts end up with really weird flavors. Like pistachio extract almost always ends up tasting like almonds and that's just nuts. Was pretty proud of that pun at the time. Well, the interview wrapped up really soon after that and the interviewer seemed kinda meh, for lack of a better word. On my way out I decide to look at the menu. Lavender white hot chocolate, pistachio donuts, lavender coffee cake, pistachio latte, lavender glazed twists, pistachio ice cream, and so on and so on. So by saying that I hate when people use lavender and pistachio extract, I ended up insulting probably about 40% of her menu. And her because she was owner and baker. And honestly the menu is probably working well for her because the place was so busy while I was there. Can't see myself getting this job. Too long didn't read. Went for a job interview in a bakery/coffee shop. Said I didn't like when bakers use lavender and pistachio extract. Failed to realize 40% of their menu included lavender and pistachio extract. Lol. At least you were honest. Also, I freaking love rose flavoring. I have rose tea and a rose syrup that I add to club soda. Also have a lavender syrup to add to my club soda. They are both delicious. Smiley face. I don't mind rose sometimes. It has a very light, fresh flavor, so if added correctly it can make something unique. I made rose and champagne cupcakes once and even though it wasn't the most flavorful, they were pretty good. But lavender I can never get behind, lol. You'd hate working there if you got the job, but awesome. Today I fucked up there. I probably would I a little bit inside anytime I made anything with lavender. I could get behind the pistachio extract if needed because I actually don't mind almonds. But the lavender would drive me nuts. If I were the owner I would appreciate you for being honest, but probably not give you the job because you failed to look at the menu and do even the slightest amount of research before the interview. The problem for me wouldn't be that the guy doesn't like what I do, but that he couldn't be bothered to read the menu before he came into the shop. One of my favorite anecdotes in Kitchen Confidential was one where Anthony Bourdain was interviewing with a man that had a steakhouse and had a heavy accent. He asked Anthony, "What do you know about me?" He answered honestly, "Absolutely nothing." Realizing as he left he had been asked, "What do you know about meat?" I'm one of those heathens that enjoys lavender flavored things, but it has to be used sparingly or it absolutely ends up tasting like soap. A local coffee place here has a white chocolate and lavender cold brew that's divine, but they've also clearly taken the time to get the balance right. At least you know now that you probably wouldn't be happy working there. The second best panna cotta I've ever had was a lavender panna cotta. Worst panna cotta I've ever had was a lavender panna cotta. It's a really easy flavor to do badly. Today I fucked up by forgetting to disconnect from the shower speaker. My roommate and I love showering, so earlier this year we made our bathroom into a full-on disco LED lights, a disco ball, and of course, a speaker in the shower to blast music. The thing about it is, when you turn it on, it will always connect to the phone it was last connected to, so we're always having to yell to each other from the bathroom to disconnect from the speaker so the other can connect to it. Well, I fucking forgot about that last part. Apparently, I was in my room, having some private time, you know, watching a video, as you do. The sound wasn't working for some reason, and I had no idea why. But whatever, phones are weird. Until my roommate knocks on the door. I turned it off and she came in with a towel on, laughing her ass off, and I suddenly realized what happened, and that while she was in the shower, the speaker went from playing her music to blasting the sounds of some top-notch porn into her ears. We're really close friends and she thought it was fucking hilarious, luckily, but I don't think I'll ever live that one down. Too long didn't read. I was a couple rooms away watching porn and my phone's audio connected to my roommate and my shared shower speaker. So, I just bought my first car with a Bluetooth connection, and I've always heard about things like this happening. Just yesterday, I hopped into my car and Gordon Ramsay YouTube audio popped up on the screen because I was learning the recipe. I immediately stopped, laughed, and thought, that could have been bad. Of course, I'll eventually forget, because the universe is waiting to spring it on me again when I have like a little old lady or my boss in the car lol. I went the extra step one time, and accidentally blasted some hentai audio when my buddy and I got in my car. We always joke about porn we watch though, so it wasn't awkward, as much as we both died laughing. Auto video playback from phones is always strange though. Even when you've been watching random stuff, you can never tell what may or may not autoplay when you hook up to Bluetooth speakers. If you don't mind, I would really like to see how your bathroom looks like. Disco bathroom? Yes please. Had a neighbor come furiously banging on my door accusing me of casting to her Google some inappropriate shit. That's all she would say. She wouldn't tell me what was being cast but said it was from an iPhone 12 and must be mine cause I live above her, and she traced it, in a 20-story building W6 apartment CA floor. Asked her what phone, she said this one, just like yours. Pointed to an iPod in her hand. I said I don't know what that is. She screams it's an iPhone the same as yours. My phone is pearlescent white so must equals iPhone right? 1. I wasn't even watching porn. 2. I have my own Wi-Fi. 3. I have a Samsung Galaxy. 4. She's the one W18 boy. Woman face palming. I assume Shorty really caught her son watching porn, and had the gall to accuse me of knowing her Wi-Fi and casting porn to her kid's room while I was watching YouTube dies and comic breakdowns. Smiley face, instead of believing her son would actually watch the proms. The look on her face. When I said no one here even owns an iPhone and we have our own Wi-Fi, she literally couldn't get away from my door fast enough. Talking about well I'll apologize when I can prove it. I told her no apologies necessary, just think 3x before knocking on doors like a FKN cop accusing her neighbors of wild inappropriate shit and acting out all crazy. Wildest thing that ever happened to me while just sitting on a couch. Pornhub, write that down. Write that down. She came in with a towel on. Go on. Today I fucked up by misplacing my sperm sample. I, 29M, have been exploring new, adventurous parts of my relationship with my wife, 25F. My wife is turned on by me using her undergarments and finishing in them when she's not around. I'll leave them somewhere for her to find. Last weekend, I finished in one of her bathing suit bottoms and left them in our bathroom. My brother and sister-in-law came by our house for a barbecue that same day, so I forgot about my hidden prize while getting the grill and backyard ready. It was an unseasonably hot day, so my wife and sister-in-law decided to tan. As you can guess, my sister-in-law tried to borrow the forbidden bottoms and got an unpleasant surprise when she pulled them up. My wife was embarrassed, but my sister-in-law was still really mad. They left and haven't spoken to us since. Too long didn't read. I donated a sample in my wife's bikini and my sister-in-law accidentally received it. Why would she be mad though? It's your house and your wife's underwear. Yeah, I was trying to imagine how I would respond. Can't imagine pulling on some underwear and feeling some splooge on my taint. My wife is turned on by me using her undergarments and finishing in them when she's not around. Oh no, what a kink! Exclamation mark. My sister-in-law tried to borrow the forbidden bottoms and got an unpleasant surprise. But seriously, who does this? Question mark. Why would she put on bathing suit bottoms that were in the bathroom? Wouldn't a person assume that they were dirty/being wore again? Why would she put on anything that isn't explicitly handed to her? Bro, how do you recover from this? I think she's also my wife now. That's the rules. I think it's time to change your name and move far, far away. No way the rest of the family isn't going to hear about this. Yeah, this is plan right now.